In today's video, I'm going to be sharing with all of you a very simple trading strategy that I've used to make $3,600 in 45 minutes and how all of you can use this strategy as well. All right, y'all. Now for this video lesson, we're going to use Apple stock. All right. Now, for those of you who are new to trading, who are new to this channel, we trade structures, specifically chart patterns. All right. And the way this strategy goes is by looking for that bullish pennants. Okay. So the bullish pennant is something that I look for all the time. I look for it every single day, depending on how the overall market looks. And by the overall market, I'm talking about the SPY and the NASDAQ. All right. Now, the bullish pennant that formed on Apple is right over here. We're gonna keep the time frame on the 3 minutes. All right. And I was looking at Apple yesterday the 15th. Currently this is the 16th. So yesterday I was looking at this thing going sideways, and forming the structure which I recognize and have traded in the past and have done very well with it, right? So this is the structure right here. This is the bullish pennant. All right. And if you're still unclear about it, again, it goes like this and it drops like that, consolidates, and then it breaks out. And the potential, the money-making potential is right over here. It's in this region. This is the move to capitalize off of. All right. Now, if you've never seen a bullish pennant before, we're going to look at some examples of that right over here. Again, if you go on Google and you type bullish pennant on here, you're going to see multiple examples of what I just shown y'all on the 3-minute chart with Apple. All right, it's right over there. We got one right here. All right, followed by the massive move. Again, the breakout move is what we want. Another one right here. Again, the same thing can be, it's the same pennant can go the other way with the if the overall market is bearish. All right, it's called a bearish pennant. All right, we're gonna scroll down. Again, there's multiple examples of the bullish and bearish pennant, but this one we only focus on the bullish one. All right, there's multiple examples of it. It's very clear. Again, this is some stuff to study off of. The information is right over here and it works. All right, now I've used it time and time again. For those of you who are subscribed to the channel, again, this is not something new, but for those of you who are new to trading, this is a very basic, very simple technique on how you can make money almost every single day. All right, almost every single day, because it doesn't always perform this well. Sometimes it chops and then rolls over. All right, but most of the times it ends up looking like this or even better. All right, now the right entry for this bullish pennant, I'm going to use the trading history for this one. The right entry, we're gonna go onto the monitor tab. Again, these are my trades. This is the trade that I took on Apple yesterday. So this is the order that I put it at exactly 10:06 Central Time, right when Apple broke out, right in the beginning of this candle. As soon as it broke above 154.40 cents, I bought 138 calls, the $155 call that expires tomorrow, all right, on the 17th. So I bought those calls right here. And after you get that entry, it's supposed to be straightforward. If there is some momentum with the overall markets and the stock doesn't misbehave. All right, and what I mean by misbehave, I'm talking about movements that go like this. You don't want to see that, especially after such a clean development in the beginning of the day. We don't want to see this thing break out and get back in here. That's a no-no. That's called a fake out. You want to be on the lookout for that. Sometimes it happens, especially when the market is choppy. Sometimes that you can get caught in those. But in this situation, all right, the market was trading in a very smooth fashion, and the trend was very clear, and the structure was not only here but across some other stocks as well. So take a look at this. We're gonna compare that with the SPY. All right, the SPY forms something a little bit different, but the idea is still the same. So we're gonna look at SPY, and this is the 15th, and we're gonna look at this right here. All right, so it just went sideways over here until a lot of buyers stepped in here at exactly 10:06. Right, at 10:06 the SPY didn't get out clearly, but Apple did. All right, Apple was the cleanest structure, the most obvious structure, therefore it was the one that I wanted to take a trade on. All right, and after that it just went sideways and eventually started climbing up to 412. That run went all the way until like 10:54ish, and then we're gonna go back to Apple. All right, and this is Apple. Apple had its massive run all the way up to around 10:54ish, and that's when I actually started to sell my contracts. So we're gonna go back onto the monitor tab. All right, so at exactly 10:54, when I realized that the overall market was getting kind of weak, I started to sell, which it was the obvious thing to do. So I sold half, 69 contracts, and then 9 minutes later, or actually 8 minutes later, 12 minutes later, yeah, at 11:06, I sold the other half when I realized that the move was really done right over here. So I sold half right there at 171 per contract, and then I sold the rest at 160 per contract. Later on that day, it went up to retest that level, but it never got above it. All right, so that is the strategy that you can use over and over again to make money in the stock market. And to prove to y'all that this thing shows up quite frequently, I'm going to show y'all what happened yesterday. So this is the Discord. This is the warning that I gave out. Actually, no, this is my order. Yeah, this is my order. So this is right here. These right here are, yeah. So yesterday there was Marvel. Again, there was a bullish pennant on Marvel. I saw it. I knew where it was supposed to go, which was supposed to be 48. But I wasn't sure if it was actually gonna behave very well. All right, even though it wasn't as, in my eyes, again, in my eyes, it didn't look as good as Apple did today. All right, it looked good, but it was kind of narrow. And when things are narrow like that, I've seen this thing misbehave and not follow through with the whole move. Right, so this is Marvel. Again, keep this one right here. We're gonna go onto Marvel on Thinkorswim and see what happened after I sell that one. All right, so this is Marvel right here. The bullish pennant was there. I thought it was narrow, and I kind of hesitated on the entry. I was looking at it, I wanted to get it, but I didn't think it would make it to 48. Ultimately, I was wrong. It made it to, I mean, I wasn't wrong. It didn't go to 48, but it did run. There was some money to be made on this one. All right, so this is one example. Another example to show y'all how prevalent the bullish pennant is. We're gonna go back to Apple itself from Friday. All right, and this is actually a trade that we took on Friday going into Monday. All right, so this is Friday, and on Friday there is a bullish pennant which we took for a swing for the weekend. All right, so we took that trade, and I ended up selling early at 152, and it eventually went all the way up to 154. But it is there. This structure is there, and it shows up constantly over and over again. All right, this week it showed up twice on Apple, and sometimes it doesn't show up at all. Sometimes it just looks like a whole lot of nothingness over here, which this is something that I don't trade. because I have no clue where it could go. All right, but most of the time I constantly look for this specific structure, and when I find it, it's very clear to see it's very easy for me to take that trade with confidence and hold all the way until sometimes I cash the top, sometimes I don't cash the top. But the goal of this video is to show you the money making opportunity that is there for this specific structure. All right, and to conclude this video, this right here is the P&L for Apple. Again, this is my contracts right here, and this is the P&L for that specific trade, and that is the end of the video. Again, if you thought this video was helpful, definitely give it a like. And also, if you are new to the channel, don't forget to click on that subscribe button and click on that notification bell. That way you don't miss out on future uploads. If you'd like to be part of a private Discord community where you can get all of this information in real time as I see them, you can find that as the first link in the description of the video below. If you haven't added me on social media yet, you can find me at NGumah and the Patternology Lab on Instagram and on Twitter. And lastly, if all of this is brand new to you, if you're interested in getting started in the stock market, there's some basic step-by-step directions in the description of the video below. Step 1 to step 3. It only takes about 10 to 15 minutes for you to have all the tools you need to start trading immediately. You can also get some free stocks after signing up with Webull using the third link in the description of the video below. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, my name is NGumah. We're Patternology Lab, where we trade patterns only. And I will see all of you in the next video.